What's going on, guys, and thanks for joining me. So today I'm going to give you guys a quick overview of the Walmart dashboard. Now, I'm not going to show every single thing because some of it just has my information as far as, account info or just payment info and things like that I don't want to show. And really, I ain't trying to go through all the work of like blurring it out and all that other crap. So I'll show you most of what I can. And so if you're new to selling on Walmart, or if you're thinking about opening up an account, some of these things may help you out. Okay. At the top is a bar. So the settings right here. This is where you would go to do things. And I'm not about to go through all of these, but under settings is where you go for your company info, customer service, manage your contacts, returns, like addresses and things like that. All account stuff, okay? All your account stuff that you need to take care of, that you need to set up. That's going to be up under that, under settings. If you need to message a customer or read a message, it's going to be right up here under customer emails, all right? Now right over here on the left, you have product catalog, order management, analytics, right, in WFS, fulfilled by Walmart. Start off at items. Okay, now this is going to show you all your items, okay? If you have any drafts, published items, unpublished items, items processing, or items with errors. Items with errors are usually things that they may take off or you just can't list, so on and so forth, right? You can export this list, you can filter if you want to look for certain items, and you can manage reports here. So like if you want, you can look at buy box reports, return rules, overrides reports, because you can override and set different rules for returns and things like that. Now something I wanted to show you guys, let's look at something real quick. All right, let's look at this item right here. Let me see. All right, so this is what I was talking about when I was talking about inventory. So we're going to use this as an example. Right here it says I have 20 on hand, I have 19 available to sell, 1 reserved, right? So the fact of the matter is this number hasn't changed since I put it in, even though I've sold probably more than 20 of these. So what happens is Walmart will not really automatically update your inventory count, and this is like the most annoying thing. Okay, what'll happen is, let's say I sold 5 of these, right? Let's say today got 5 orders for these. So sometimes this number 20 will change, sometimes it won't. In reserve though, that'll go to 5 reserve, right, for sale. And then over here available to sell, so if I had 20, 5 were reserved, that'll say 15. So you would expect that this would stay at 15 because you only got 15 left, right? What happens is once this reserve and those orders are processed and go through, once that goes back to 0, instead of having 15 available to sell, it's going to stay at 20, and you're still going to have 20 available to sell, it's going to say. So that's how you end up overselling. So a lot of times, let's say if I got down to 1, I had 1 reserve, technically I will have 0 available to sell. But what happens is that reserve will end up turning to 0, that 1 will stay in inventory on hand, and then eventually it's going to say I got 1 available to sell, and they'll oversell it. So what you got to do is zero this out, and then just to be sure, you got to raise the price high enough that people don't want to buy it. In the worst case scenario, Walmart will put it in the unpublished tab because it's priced too high, but oh well, whatever, right? You just don't want to oversell it. But that's one of the main like issues with that right there. Okay, so back over here on the left, you got items on hold. I don't have any items on hold. Activity feed will just show you activity, price. So this is where Walmart kind of has their, you see this down here, it says please try again after some time. Well, you get that message a lot, especially when shipping items, which is super annoying. But here's where you can, I guess, use their repricer. I don't use it because it sucks, but you have repricer, incentives, and pricing opportunities, right? You can create strategies and assign items. I haven't done that yet. Under incentives, there's an incentive right here, but I'm about to be sold out of those, so I ain't worried about that. And then under pricing opportunities is where you can do your repricing thing. The problem with this is, so it's saying I'm potentially missing out on 4.8K worth of sales, right? Because I got 84 items losing the buy box. So my buy box win rate is only 32%. But the problem is a lot of these items are zeroed out. Like I don't even have them in inventory no more. and they still show up here. Okay, and not only that, but let's just say for instance I wanted to do what they said. All right, let's look at something. I can't really tell if any of these I have a quantity of offhand. But what happens is, let's just say I wanted to change one of these separately, right, and just change the price. When I go to update it, it's going to say does not recognize the SKU or give an error or something like that. So you can't even really do it. And the thing is, you can do it where you say I want to beat the current winner by this amount and set that. But I don't want to do every item like that. I don't want to do every item like that. I want to do it item by item. So kind of what I do is I just go through and reprice my items separately, which is time consuming. So I don't do it a lot, but I don't use this thing. I don't like it, and it gives you too many errors. Okay, now let's go to order management. Under orders, of course, that's where you'll see your orders. All right. And as of right now, and I already shipped my orders for today, so as of right now I only got one order. Okay, and it'll show you, this will take you to actual listing. But if I clicked on this purchase order number, that'll give me all the details. And with Walmart, I'm not going to go here because then the customer information is going to show and stuff, but like again, as far as I know, I haven't seen anything. You can't ship through Walmart, so I ship everything through PowerShip. So you got to get all that info, take it over to PowerShip, paste it in, create the label, come back, put the tracking number in. Returns and refunds is next. So returns and refunds is going to show you what returns and refunds have been initiated by Walmart. Walmart will initiate them and refund them. I haven't really refunded anybody. For the most part, it's all been done by Walmart. So you got initiated, received, and completed. So right here under initiated, I got 2. And I already looked at this. It says inadequate quality. This is 2 because it's one customer who bought 2 of the items. So now I get it counted as 2 refunds against me, which is bullcrap, but whatever. So they already initiated it. If you click on this, it'll show you some info. Tells you customer refund has not been initiated from Walmart. Dispute may be raised once customer refund has been initiated, if there is any reason for one, I guess, right? And they give you FedEx tracking number. So Walmart will send this return to my house using FedEx. I've already gotten all my returns sent home, to the house using FedEx. Okay. If I go over here to complete it, these are all the ones that Walmart already completed and refunds have been initiated. I guess if somebody would have sent me something that's not the right thing or whatever, or not in the condition they claim, I could open up a dispute. But for the majority of these items, it ain't even worth the time, right? It's whatever. So that's that. Next would be adjustments. So adjustments is where you would go if you need to do a refund. You will have to put either the PO number, which is the purchase order number, or the order number itself into here to get that order to come up, and then you can issue a refund. You have to select the reason, so on and so forth. So that's where you go to do any refunds. Next would be disputes, and I don't have any disputes, but that's where you would go for that. Okay, analytics. I don't think I'm gonna go over all these because I don't want all my info to be shown, but overview will show you basically like your sales data, what you selling, the average price per item, is the sales velocity, so on and so forth. That's basically where you would get that performance. I am going to show you guys this. So under performance, this is what Walmart tracks, right? On-time delivery rate, valid tracking rate, uploaded, seller response rate, refund rate, and cancel. You can change these metrics, but this is what they're set to by default: 14 days, 14 days, 14, 90, and 14. So my on-time delivery rate, Walmart wants you to be above 95%. I'm at 97.6. A few of which is my fault, the majority of which is the damn post office's fault, so it's whatever. Now, something that I do like is you can download these reports. So like for on-time delivery, I can download this. It'll give me the report, and I can just pull up those orders by the order number and see if those items have been delivered or not. I can take those tracking numbers and I can go to the post office to file for mail searches and things like that. So that's kind of what I do once a week. I'll go through and try to be proactive in making sure that those items get there, so I can at least keep this metric right. The valid tracking rate, I got one order impacted. If I wanted to see what that order was, I can download the report and check and see what that order was. Seller response rate, which is bullcrap, because Walmart wants you to respond to everything, even if they don't need a response. And they even have a button that says no response needed, but don't trust it. I've done it and I still get hit on this. I mean, I've done it. I've been hit twice and been down 80% range. It'll be red and stuff, but whatever. And then refund rate, they want you to be above 6%, which is, I think, pretty high. I got 14 orders impacted for a total. Now, they don't count everything, so what I want to do is I want to look at this for you guys. Alright, so look, here's a report that I had downloaded already before. This is one of the refund reports. So it'll show you the order number, order line, ID, so on and so forth. But it'll give you the refund reason, right? Miscellaneous, changed mind, incorrect item, defective, lost in transit, so on and so forth, right? Some of this is bull crap because some of these I know wasn't defective. Arrived late, incorrect item. So like seller accountable, what that means is, was it your fault or not? And if for the things that they don't consider your fault, they don't calculate that into your metric. So when it says seller accountable, no, that means it wasn't my fault. Seller accountable, yes, that means it was my fault. So defective item, was it my fault? Of course. Incorrect item, was it my fault? Of course. Undelivered, was it my fault? No. Lost in transit, was it my fault? No. Delivered but not received, was it my fault? Yes. I don't understand that. How is it delivered but not received, but then it's my fault? I really don't get that. Arrived late, was it my fault? Yes. Again, how is it my fault, right? That's a post office issue. I can stay on top of them, but I don't control it. So these are some of the things I don't like. But again, if it says no, they do not calculate that into your metric. So that actually refund rate could be higher if they did, but it's not. Okay, so they don't calculate that. Same thing with the rest of these metrics. If it's not your fault, I guess the response rate would be. The on-time delivery rate is the same way. If it's not your fault, they won't calculate that into their. So if you look at this right here, right, it says late first carrier scan at origin, 2.38%. No carrier scan, late shipment, nothing. So it says not accountable. Additional 2.18% ODT defect not included in above calculation. So carrier exceptions and carrier delays. I don't know how they figure that out and still hold me responsible for late stuff, but whatever. But they do not add that into what's up here at the top. Okay, so I guess that's a good thing. I've been red in valid tracking rate and seller response rate, and it just goes back up, but it is what it is. Something I did want to show you guys as well. Okay, so this is what got me in trouble initially, okay, because I didn't understand it. So this is under your settings, and it's going to be under shipping templates. Okay, you can set up your shipping templates and all of that good stuff, right? Fulfillment centers. So I had got dinged on my shipping times initially, and I couldn't figure out why, because I knew I shipped everything out next day. But then finally I went through all my settings and saw this. So all of these were set default at 2 o'clock, which meant if an order came in, I still had to get it out that day if it came in before 2 o'clock. And I wasn't. I was assuming that I still had the next day if it came in that day. So I got dinged for all those orders that came in that day, and I still didn't send out to the next day. So finally I found this, and I changed my time zone. I made sure it was Eastern, and then I put that I'm only shipping Monday through Friday, and I put 12 a.m. because that means if any order comes in after that, I won't have to ship it until the next day. So if you get started, make sure you go here and make sure you have this set up the way you want to ship, because if not, they're going to ding you if you don't get it. And they tell you, if you look at their policy, that it has to be by 2, but like, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. So I put everything at 12. I mean, I haven't gotten in trouble or nothing, but in their policy, for some reason, they want these times to be at 2 o'clock, but I'm not doing 2 o'clock. So I got Monday through Friday, 12 a.m. So that means if anything come in after 12 on that day, it doesn't have to be shipped until the next day. All right, so make sure you look at that. Make sure you set those up the way you want them. If not, you can get yourself, yelled at, I guess, so to speak. let's go back over here onto to analytics. Okay, and we can look at, so you can look at listing quality and rewards, unpublished items, assortment, growth, search insights. But we're just gonna look at this real quick. It says I'm almost a pro seller. I still gotta wait until after January. And here's the things they track for that. Okay, seller accountable on-time delivery rate, seller accountable cancellation rate, more than 100 orders in the past 90 days, and then 70% of your trending catalog has a listing quality score of 60%. I'm not going to get into that listing quality score thing. Just know this though. Any item that you have active that is not, that doesn't have a quantity, but you still left active and didn't retire the item, is going to be considered into this. So my score was lower than this. And then finally I went through and I started retiring items and taking them out, and that score started going up. So, and that whole retiring item process, which basically takes it off the site, that's the whole process too, because you can bring that item back, but like you got to go into the listing, you got to change the end date, you got to do a couple steps. It's just the way the inventory thing set up on here is kind of crazy, man. I hope they fix that sometime soon. But anyway, in order to make this score better, you just got to take out those zero items, or items that got a zero quantity, and just retire them. I don't like doing it unless I know I ain't getting them items again, because then I got to go through a couple steps. It's just time consuming to bring them back. But whatever, if you want to keep that score up, which is going to help you become a pro seller, you really kind of ain't got a choice, right? So that's that. And then finally you got payments and file center. I'm not going to payments. And you got fulfilled by Walmart, which I can do. I have not done. You can set up, you can look at their pricing structure and their fees and estimate all of that. I really ain't interested in dealing with that right now, so I'm not going to really go into that. But that is the basic overview of of the dashboard, man, and what's going on here. There's some things, I mean, I would suggest you get in here and play around with some stuff and look at every single thing. Look at everything, okay? Make sure you understand what each button means and your metrics. Use those reports under performance to just keep an eye on some stuff, and it'll help you out. It'll help you out. I'm definitely trying to get that pro seller badge and see if I can maintain that, because that'll help me win the buy box. But do me a favor, man, if you got any questions, drop them in the comments below. Make sure you like this video. I don't think nobody's made a video like this. I haven't seen any on YouTube yet. I can make more if you guys want to know more. And subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to that 1,000 mark, man, so help a brother out. Subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so that you're notified next time I upload another video.